Hello again, YouTube. This is Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. And I want to talk to y'all about something I just did a short on. This is very important. Don't be listening to these women, I'm telling you, because they're going to try to tell you otherwise. They change to the point of you practically becoming a slave if you listen to these pastors. If you listen to your relative, all these people telling you just go ahead and marry that girl. Oh, really? I want to get into a strange twist with this that a lot of people don't look at, that they don't understand. But you should understand it just looking at all the things that we see even in the celebrity world in terms of relationships and failed relationships. And that's chasing a woman who rejected your first advantage, your first advances. You probably already had women who were perfectly willing and able to be what a wife is. But instead, sometimes we go after that one who has other guys, got guys in the friend zone, all of this. Don't do what I did. Don't do what I did. To see, now it's like backfiring in my face. Women will use the courts against you. They'll try to say you threaten them and everything when they be practically antagonizing you and challenging you, and all you'll do is say something in response to it, and they'll try to make like you threatening them or something. This is all the stuff that guys, and I guarantee you, I know I'm right. This is what you deal with when you get with that one that wasn't into you. This is where game gets you. Game gets you in situations that's gonna come back to bite you in the butt. That's where game gets you. So you gotta be careful when you're trying to run game on these females, because you just might, the one that is gonna backfire in your face, try to hit you with alimony, child support, stop doing everything she doing, blame everything on you. All of that, it'll come right in your face. Right in your face. And this is what people don't realize. That when people, a lot of time when you get into financial trouble, it's not always because of something that you're doing or not doing. It's other factors. Like, where do you work? I worked in corrections. And corrections, either you got to be a punk. You got to be a punk to stay out of trouble and to stay out of jail. You got to be like a weak staff. Because if you like a strong staff and you don't take nothing off them and you hold them accountable, a lot of people don't really like that approach, especially going in 2023. They rather sit in their office and laugh at you getting ridiculed by the subjects. And a lot of time people, I guarantee you, I saw a lot of people falling into financial trouble because they were forced to quit those jobs or they got fired. And, you know, these women, when these type of things happen, remember, you picked the wrong one anyway. You picked somebody who ain't want to get with you, who wasn't into you. Because, see, a woman is into you, she's going to make sacrifices to make sure y'all stay, you know, ahead of the game. She ain't gonna just say, you should have did it, you should have. That's what they do, because they think they doing you a favor by being with you. And here's what happens. When a woman thinks she is doing you a favor by being with you, which is what they do when they reject your first advances, that's the attitude that develops. That's why I'm telling you, don't chase women who reject you. When they reject you, don't try to get with them no more. And they say, well, why you? I noticed you. Well, you rejected me. So, you know, I moved on. Don't try to get with women who reject you. I don't care how they look. I don't care what you think. If they talk to other guys, especially when you're around, that's an indication that they don't like you. And if you try to get with them down the line somewhere, there's a very high possibility that you gonna get stuck holding the bag. holding the money back for her to dig in. You're going to lose this, lose that. That's not what marriage is supposed to be. You're not supposed to lose. You're supposed to gain. If you're not gaining, you married the wrong one. And this is what happens mostly. Because guys be thinking, you think you running game. She rejected you, man. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So when I first met my wife, right? When I first met my wife, I don't normally get into like details. She was rejecting me. Like, she ain't want to talk to me. She was rejecting me. She was talking to other dudes even when I was around sometimes. That stuff come back, man, because you never know. They probably never stopped talking to those guys. And you end up alimony, child support, kids right in the middle. Alimony, child support, kids right in the middle. When you arguing with these women, your kids just be sitting there. That's crazy, man. Remember that video I just made earlier? Like, a lot of guys, they not speaking out of hurt. They just trying to help you avoid those traps. It takes an evil person to know it's a landmine right there. And you finna walk right over it, and they'll say, hey, man, don't go over there. That's a landmine. That takes an evil person. That's how you know. Some of these so-called religious people, some of these so-called elders in your family, they're really evil because they're not telling you the truth about how marriage be and how they had to become a cuck or a simp just to stay with their wives. Some of their wives had babies with other men and they knew it. And now they trying to pretend like they had a good marriage the whole time. I'm telling you, I watched my own father. He told me out of his own mouth when he was alive, he said, the only reason why I'm not divorcing is because I don't want her to get this. And he still was going around her and stuff. Why? Who knows? Maybe my little brother. I don't know. I ain't gonna do it though. I'll come around when something is going on with my kid. There's no way a man should just try to stay with somebody that you know they not with you. And then what's crazy is guys be knowing they not with them, right? And they still be trying to make things work. You can't make things work. When they move on, just let them go. They want to do other things to other men. And then they think that they do not legally marry these women. Because I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. All the threats, man. Oh, I'm going to take you for this. I'm going to take you for that. I've experienced that, man. This is what happens when you legally marry. And remember, I told you, be careful in those. Look it up. Alienation of affection states, and be careful in those palimony states. Coach Greg, shout out to Coach Greg. She don't like him. Of course. None of these women like him. But one thing I say about Coach Greg is the reason why I listen to him is because he's been through this. I'm going through right now. I'm telling you. That's why I be speaking to y'all out of wisdom, man. I'll never legally marry a woman again. If she try to make, are you going legal? No, I'm not. Bye. Go do what you do. You're probably doing it anyways. I'll never, on paper, put my name on the line to possibly have to pay all this money again over a decision that you make back there when, let's be honest, though, the signs was there. Then there was a little period of time where things changed, but then they go right back. Because some of these women, when they don't get their way, look out. Look out. Do not be listening to them pastors. And I'm telling you, I got smoke for Facebook people too. You on there acting like none of this stuff happened, you better get ready, because I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you know that it do. So if you think you know that Bible, you entering into my arena. That's a road trip for you. You think you know that Bible, you telling people to pursue their wife and try to make things work with their wife. You asking these dudes to become something that God ain't even asking them to do. The man's supposed to lead. And all they could say, oh, this happened, that happened. Things happen in a marriage, man. You don't stop following a man's lead because things go wrong. That's not a wife. You supposed to be right there assisting. You can't even tell somebody, hey, this house is messy, needs to be cleaned up. A lot of these women could be there all day. No job. This is something I dealt with too. Say, all you don't do is go make videos. And there should be no arguments about the house being clean from people that's there all day. I mean, this is the type of stuff that guys is dealing with right now. Some of y'all can't make it work. If she's willing to change and compromise and do better permanently, not just for a while to shut you up, but permanently, then maybe that is a keeper. But you shouldn't have to argue with a woman about what she's supposed to be doing. That's disrespect. She's disrespecting you. If you arguing with somebody about what they supposed to be doing, that's disrespectful. And they bring up listen, man, I'm going to tell you like this. Financial problems. If you making under $100,000 a year, you're possibly going to have financial problems because they say people are making $100,000 per year and are paycheck to paycheck. So that's not a good reason you don't listen. I'm gonna tell you women like this. Any of y'all whose husband is making less than $150,000 a year, you should not be arguing with him about money, and you should be helping him. If you feel like he coming up short, you supposed to find a way to help him. If you a stay-at-home wife, then you're supposed to find a way to help him without disturbing everything else. Not all that arguing. That ain't gonna do it. Come on, man. All you doing is scaring the kids. That's all you doing. Y'all always, listen, what is wrong with you 2023 women? Why are y'all challenging men? And why are y'all arguing and yelling at men? No wife should be arguing and yelling at her husband. This ain't me. This is God. Read it. Genesis 3:16. Read it. 1 Peter chapter 3. Read it. 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Read it. The whole book of Ephesians practically. You obviously don't believe the Bible. You think that it's about you, not the Bible. If you ain't supposed to be yelling at your husband, arguing with your husband. Oh, I forgot. How it works is this. When you stop having sex, you unconsummating the marriage. Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe y'all just roommates. People argue with their roommates all the time. I fought one of my roommates in college. The other one, the second year, me and him got into it over some t-shirts and some socks, which he already said. He used to buy so many. He said, man, if you want to grab one, just go ahead, man. Then he tried to switch up. Like he started blaming us when he couldn't find them. Like, dude, I ain't take none of them. I have that one you gave me. We was getting into it so bad that our other roommate moved out the room. And we still was roommates. And he was like, I think part of it was, he was like 6 years older than me. He was ex-military, so he was like 26 years old. And I was only like 20. Roommates argue, but husband and wives, like, I don't see how. Like, I don't see how you're arguing. Arguments happen, but they shouldn't happen every day amongst a married couple. Somebody is overstepping their boundaries if you arguing every day. And if you yelling at your husband, it's you. Because if he do something crazy, here come the police. That's why when you get to that point, just get away from around them. I know y'all don't be wanting to leave y'all kids. Sometimes we have to leave our kids to stay out of jail, to stay out of trouble. But it's not like you'll do something per se, but she might attack you. Because you never know when somebody's yelling at you and acting like that. I do know that most of these women are great actresses. They'll yell at you and attack you and act like it was all you. And then the court will take their side. And guess what? A lot of them, they don't do. Trust me, man, you can avoid all of this by not getting legally married. Don't move them in. If you like her, let her stay right where she at. She say, but we can pay for these bills. Oh, it's okay. I'll help you. I'll help you pay for your bills at your place. And you can likewise do the same. These women need to start going in their pocket, man. Because if they never going in their pocket for money that they earn to give you something, then they're going to become entitled. And that entitlement is what leads to them going for alimony and child support. That's the entitlement. The entitlement leads them to that. That's going to be next. When they can't get you to do this, they just going to try to make you do it. Don't marry him. And don't marry nobody that's divorced. Because any woman that'll do this to this guy or me or this guy, they'll do it to you too. Don't think they won't. Don't give them their way and watch what happens. Guys be thinking, nah, man, he got rid of a good woman. No, she is who she is. She gonna do the same thing to you if you don't give her her way because she's like a little child. That's how these women be tallying up all them divorces. 2 divorces, 3 divorces. Because they be the same. I saw a girl on there, she been divorced 3 times. And was still trying to blame the other guy. And I'm listening to you talk. Like you, yeah, it was you. A lot of that was you. That's how it be, man. Every guy has that girl that you was being petty and you broke up with her, but you really could have saw what could have happened. Every guy has that one or those 2. And then these same guys, they end up marrying the one who was never into them, was getting over a breakup, was doing all kind of stuff that if you would have knew it, you would have never tried to marry her. There's no way. It's certain things that if I knew, like in my 20s, like let's say I was looking for a wife, I ended up getting married young. But let's say I knew this, or this. Like, nah. Because the one in particular, I didn't even try to even date her because I knew something about her. That I just couldn't, it wasn't sitting right with me. That she had dealt with one of my guys before that. She was a nice girl. She dealt with one of my guys before that. It was a couple things with her. Her mother was into that witchcraft and psychic reading and all that. And she messed with one of my guys. It was like, no, no. And then it was other ones too. Like it was this. When I knew it, no, you don't, come on, man. If you had any unusual encounters, sexual encounters, I would not, there's no way. Even when I was younger. Like now, I wouldn't marry nobody legally, but I wouldn't even get in a relationship with certain things. Like a woman, if I knew she dealt with girls in the past, or if I knew she had multiple men at once. Those are no-goes. Those are no-goes. Because I already know from wisdom, it's certain stuff you can't deal with. You can't deal with. It's only going to lead back to that road called Disrespect Avenue. That's where it's going to lead. It's going to lead you back. You're going to go around the turn, and you're going to be right back to Disrespect Avenue. And no, I didn't get that from nobody. You hear your favorite big YouTuber saying it, and they don't acknowledge me. You know they being a punk, trying to use other people's stuff and not acknowledge them because they're insecure. They don't want nobody else to get up there. Anyway, I got to go. I got to get this money that I'm going to hide. Thanks for watching. Keep tuning in for more videos. This is the No Matrix, no simping, no trying to chase women who don't even like you. Forget them. And then it's crazy. The very first night that I met her initially, and she rejected me. All them other girls in that same place was all in my face. I could have any, mini, mighty, mo and avoided a lot of problems. Any, mini, mighty, mo. I had girls. One time we went to, now check this out. I'm gonna close after this. Went to this bar, right? Every time I look, guys in her face. She not even getting them out of her face. And so when I went in there, though, it was a security guard. She had green eyes. She was very nice looking. She slid her money in my pocket right in front of her. I got home. I asked my guy, I said, hey, man, this such and such. He said, yeah, man. He said I was looking right at her when she did it. And I was like, I can't call her. You know how it be in the 90s, man. You be thinking you done caught the one. And then in the 2000s, you end up getting divorced. People trying to force you to pay alimony and child support. That's how it go. You know, you have to live and learn. We'll teach you. We'll help you avoid it. So this woman put her number in my pocket the same night. First, it was a dude from the church. What he doing there, who knows? He's supposed to be in the church. He playing music, instruments in the church. I come, he all in her face. I said, man, I'm about to whoop little dude ASS. That's what I told one of my guys. They like, man, chill, man. Just be cool, man. I'm getting mad. They trying to calm me down because they knew how I was. So I had got into it with another dude. Me and my other guy, we went and got the pistols because that's the dumb stuff we was on. Of course, I didn't know a lot. Like, that's why I tell y'all, young dude, you're not really there yet. Just let the older dudes give you some seasoning to teach you how to vet so you can avoid some of these loopholes that we telling you about. So we go home, we get our pistols and stuff like this. I keep seeing the same dude. And this is not the first dude. This is another dude. She not, keep in mind, she ain't getting none of these dudes out of her face. Like she liked the attention or something. So I told my guy, I said, if he be in her face one more time, it's finna go on now. I forgot how I said it. So I looked. It was the front door. You know how bars got the little diamond window. And I looked through the window, and here he is again. He tried to run and get in the car. Him and his guy tried to run and get in the car. I really should have just let him have her. He tried to run and get in the car, and I caught him right by the passenger window. He didn't raise the window up fast enough. So I said, man, get out the car. He wouldn't get out, so I punched him. When I hit him, I hit him so hard, his head jerked like this. And him and the driver hit heads. I stepped back like, get out. No sound, no nothing. I look in the car, both of them like this. I said, I knocked out 2 people with 1 punch. And then the driver kind of shook it off. He started his car up and sped off. I get in the argument because I've been drinking with her. Arguing. That's all it was, really. Practically the whole time. It's just arguing. And I even almost kind of lost control because I didn't even know how to drive that good. So I almost lost control of the car that night. And I should have learned. But that's what I'm telling you. Don't get with the ones. If she giving other dudes play, I don't care. This is what you tell them at first. You tell them, me and you are getting to know each other. So what you gonna do about all those other dudes? Oh, those just my friends. So you gonna unfriend them? No, okay. Hey, listen, I gotta go. I gotta go take care of something. I'm gonna call you back, all right? Click, block, bye. Don't call her no more. You give them time to choose between you and those other guys. And it shouldn't be long. If she's not choosing you over all of them, she's trying to keep them in the fold. That's your sign, man, to avoid future breakups, alimony, and child support. Thanks for watching.